Hello, welcome to my channel, Lady D. So this will be my weekly video that I do for you for what's coming up the week ahead. And yeah, so this week we do have some a good aspect here with the planets. And I just wanted to say I have got pictures of my cake entry that I was talking about before. So every year I enter a cake in the Easter show. I have one, so if you are in Sydney, go to the Easter show. That's my cake there, so I did come second. And I know if you look at the back, I forgot there's a piece of cotton wool that wasn't taken off the cake at the back of it. I haven't got the picture up, but the picture of the back of the cake is on YouTube. I already put up in the community section, also my social media as well. So if you're up there, go and check it out. I'm very proud of my creation. I was hoping to get first, but never mind. Next year I'm thinking of either doing a Wizard of Oz themed cake or Alice in Wonderland. I'm thinking tossing up between either two. So what's coming up the week ahead? I also want to talk about predictions, and I will going to add, if I might do also another prediction video for the next part of the year. If I look at like I did last year, a half year review, my other predictions that I've done. So as well as this week, over the weekend, I've got a long weekend here in Australia. We have 4 days off. I have 3 days. I'm still working tomorrow. I am wanting to do a video horoscope on Prince Charles as well, which I'll be doing, looking at getting ready and doing that over this 4-day break too, or 3-day break for me. And so what we got here, Tuesday, Wednesday coming up, we have a really good transit. We've got Jupiter and the Sun conjuncting. So this is going to be really good energy. Jupiter is the planet of luck. We've got the Sun representing your life, so Jupiter coming luck over your life. This is going to be, and it'll be a good couple of days here with this energy there. So things might start to fall in place for you. You might feel better. You might feel more motivated to get what you need to get done. You just might have some really good days and good things coming ahead for you. As we had like this past week, we had the conjunction of the Sun with Chiron. I know I felt that. That was sort of things maybe not going according to plan, or people cancelling on you, or people complaining, or not just causing issues here. So now we've got a positive this week that with this transit that's coming up here. We've got Venus moving into Gemini. So Gemini is it's a young and youthful sign. It's a sign of networking. It's a sign of learning as well. So with this, you might be thinking about, you could even be thinking about what courses you're going to do, but you're going to be wanting to look at maybe where you're putting your finances, where your money, looking at relationships, looking at networking, or creating relationships through networks, or through being more social as well, going to more social outings, everything to do with like money and relationships, to do with networking, to do with your education or wanting to learn, to do with even might be in staying young. You might even feel more young, like youthful and more energized, and feeling more positive. These are the areas where Venus is going to be here in Gemini. So it's another I feel like it's a positive aspect that's coming up here with that. And we've also got an aspect with Pluto in the nodes. So with this could be a change in destiny with this square that's happening. So what you think could happen, might happen, or what you don't think is going to happen could happen. We're going to change that's coming up here. We can definitely feel it coming up in the world that we have here. And there is also something I want to talk about that I've been getting in a few readings now. I got in one reading for one person, which I could understand, because I know your banks over in America, they're different to the banks that I have here in Australia, and your banks, well, it's a different system, and as we're seeing, bankings do close. And part of me was like, I think the banking system over here, I know it's a lot better, and it's hard for our banks to crash. But then I've had a reading a week ago, and in the reading, I was giving the reading out to someone. I was getting that they should invest. This is just what I'm not a financial advisor, but this is where I feel like money should be going in gold and silver. And I was getting that June next year that our banking system, even here in Australia, could collapse. So I just wanted to, like, make people prepared and get people to be, thinking about things. And I know when we talk about people, and even myself, I talk about some things I might say to someone, and I'll say, that's never gonna happen. That's never gonna happen. And we need to be prepared, because like the Titanic, they thought the Titanic was the unsinkable ship, that it was never going to sink. And then what happened? It sank. So we just don't know. And when you're a light worker, you're a spiritual worker, and you're very much in tune in what's happening around the world, we can feel it. We know things are changing. And even in astrology, we know things are changing. You've got Uranus in Taurus. This is unstable Earth. This is what we rely upon. What's always going to be there may not be there. And what you at least think is going to happen could definitely happen on the planet. So we do need to think about, I even myself started getting stressed out, but stressed out, and my guys just said, look, we're going to help you, we're going to protect you, don't stress. So I'm going to say to everyone, I don't want to say this to scare people. I say it to give you a heads up, and I say it to give you, so you can start thinking about, well, if this is going to happen, what am I going to do? That's all I'm doing. That's why I'm giving you this information. It's the same as when people ask me, and I still tell them that I still see World War III coming. I still see it coming, even though my timeline's been off, but I still see it coming. The prediction I've had has not changed. And people go, really? You still think it's going to happen? You still think? Well, yes, I do still think it's going to happen. From what I even the way I see things in the world, where things are playing out, I can see there's things building up here. So we've got changes in our reality. We have what's going to be unexpected. What we think won't happen could definitely happen. So what I've got coming up for this week as well, I've got look at where the world is heading, and decide where are you in the right spot. Because this is why I was bringing up these things as well, from what I was getting for this week ahead. Got here, don't let others decide things for you. I've got here, so take responsibility and ownership for yourself and any problems that you have. So don't put blame on other people when if it has been your fault. All you can do is say, I'm sorry, and don't blame others, or don't just accuse people of what's going on. Some people do that. If they don't get their own way, they then automatically say it's your fault then. No, maybe you didn't double check things. We always make mistakes, I left a cotton wool on my cake. I didn't see it, and then I saw it in a photo, and I was like, I went last night, and I rang up and they said it wasn't there, but I rang there and it was there. Things happen, can't help it. Things sometimes just happen. It's time to question everything about the reality that we're in. I've also got here, spend time with whom is important to you. Don't worry about what you can't control, instead be prepared. Don't listen to people in power or governments. I was seeing a lot of the governments, so I don't know what's happening this week. There might be some announcements, or there might be some things they're going to announce, but I just got don't listen to them. I know it's weird. I just got don't listen to them. So whatever is going to come out, just don't listen. Look at other possibilities beyond the reality. So again, be prepared. Let things fall into place. Don't push it if it's not working. Sometimes we want to make something work so bad, and we push and we push and push. And then, sometimes if we don't push, it just falls into place sometimes. Simple as that. And with Jupiter, with the Sun this week, things should fall into place. Look at growing ideas and I was saying plants as well. So I think ideas, but I was like, also plants, and maybe look at being sustainable. So start growing a garden if you can. Grow some herbs. I've started my herb garden's growing crazy. I've got to cut back now. Got to trim it all back this weekend. So don't be a sheep. So with this Pluto in Aquarius, it's not about fun. Even with Aquarius too, we don't follow people in Aquarius. Aquarians, if you like them or you hate them, they're very different people, but they tend not to be followers. I know even when on the last weekend, and I was out, and someone said that the Australians, we just blindly do what the government said. We just blindly do this. Well, and I got offended by that, because for me, I don't blindly just do what someone tells me. I make sure it feels right. I know in the last 2 years when we had the pandemic, I didn't just follow what I was told. I did what I felt was right. And that's what you've got to do. It's time to be individual. No more is just following along going to put you in the right position, as we've seen in the last couple of years. When people just follow along and just do what people told them to do. Are they in the right position where they are now? Maybe so, but maybe not. Got here, love is in the air for those who are in the right places. So when looking in the right places, so I feel like there could be a time for love coming up here with Venus being in Gemini. For those who are looking in the right networks, the right places, love could definitely blossom for you. Got here, and don't be afraid of starting again. Sometimes we face these possibilities of having to start again, even like starting a new career. Don't be afraid of these things. Let things go and let things go on. Just also with my war prediction, I remember a tool that's been coming into readings. Like I knew that in New South Wales here in Australia, I knew that the Labor leader was going to win, because when I knew, and also because when I was doing readings for people and I get clients that are in government, I kept on seeing his face and telling them these changes that are coming in, and there was similar messages that I was getting. So I knew he was going to be coming into power. So I've been getting like young people coming in to see me, and then a message that's starting to come in for certain people that I do see them is that possibly they're going to be in the forces. So there could definitely be a time where we get a draft could come up in if you don't have enough people in the forces, where if something does happen. So these things could be coming up. We've just got to be prepared and think about what could happen. Let's do some cards for this week ahead. So let's have a look here. I'm getting that. Probably should do a chat video for Trump, but I was just getting he's gonna be okay. I do feel like the sun is gonna shine on him. I do feel like he's gonna get through it. I feel like he already knows, and part of what I'm saying, he could see the reality, and like him or hate him, but he was obviously prepared. He knew this was gonna come out, and he had something to prepare. So he didn't just go, "Oh, it's me. I'm just gonna give up." And like him or hate him, that's a strength that he has, but I do feel like he will get away with it. I do feel like he will get away with it. He will come out. I do feel like he'll come out on top of that. Okay. I feel like he could win, and if he wins and then he sues, let's see what happens there. Okay, we're going on for the week ahead. What's coming up for the week ahead? I feel like be careful. Anyone that's mysterious. I feel like people that are mysterious, be careful of. You want people to be coming out full. Like anyone that's like more legit, we want to be friends with, or we want to have a future with. People who are not legit, we want to avoid this one. And be careful for those people who are pretending to be friends or pretending to be our ally. I feel like those sort of people too, we need to look at who is on our side and who really is going to be there for us. And in saying that, I feel like for those ones who are not legit, who is trying to double cross you, it would not work this week. This week, for those people who are going to try and bring you down or try, do that, it will be a setback for them, because I feel like the tables are going to turn on them too. It is a week where I feel like the little people will be able to, rise up as well. It even could be that you get a bit spoilt for choice too. It's coming in. But I do feel like it is going to be a week of power plays. It is going to be a week where people are going to try, and it could be a battle of evil and good that comes up this week, where we are heading in the world. But I feel like it is very important to not let people be manipulated, because I feel like no matter what happens this week, I feel like no matter what happens this week, that the good or love or whatever will always find a way. I feel like that there'll be people trying to put blockages in front of you, but it's not going to work. There's going to be a celebration here. There's going to be where things are going to come onto your side this week. It's like there'll be little windfalls this week. Like you can start to see the light coming through with certain things. Doesn't mean that everything's going to be cleared up, that your life is going to be perfect. We're still going to have good and bad, but I just feel this week there's going to be some sort of win against people who are manipulating you, people who are being very selfish, people who want it all their way. I feel like are going to try to double cross you. I feel like it's not going to go ahead. But I also feel like there's a possibility of love this week, where people interfering in love, again, things, it's not going to work out for you. Interfering. This is a week where it's like people are going to fight back, I feel, this week. And they're going to not take things lightly as well. It is also about being loyal too, I feel like, as well this week, but being loyal to friends that you know that are good to you, to be loyal with them. And I said I do see celebration there. I feel like you've got wishes coming in too. There could be a sense of like 3 wishes coming in. So you could be like think about things that you want badly and work towards them. I feel like they could come in this week for you. And it's like it's time, like the time, you've been feeling the push to get things done, to starting to get things ready. And I feel like now's the time to start moving on. We've only got 2 weeks before Mercury going to retrograde, so we want to get things started now. I'm going to talk to my friend over the weekend about starting a podcast. I've already spoken to her over Christmas. I'm hoping that I can get it ready before the retrograde and we can start doing some podcasts. So that's going to be, I feel like that's going to be really, really fun to do. And also there is a sense of loyalty this week. So people who are loyal to you, people who, let's say sidekick, I'm going to say loyal, could be like sidekick, but loyal, those people are the ones that you're going to be able to trust. But I just feel like manipulation is not going to work as well. This card's really standing out to me as well. With this card, I feel like it's also about know you can trust, but there's 2 sides to the story, and sometimes doesn't mean that one side is right, one side is wrong. It's best to be open. When we got here, Shi Khan, he didn't want the Mowgli in the jungle because he was a man and men destroy things. He's not completely wrong. But on the other side, Mowgli had been raised in the jungle. That's what he knew, and he wanted to stay, and he wasn't a bad little boy. So there's 2 sides to the story. Which side is right and wrong? It depends on which way you look at it. And I feel like that's going to come up this week. It depends which way you look at things with opinions, because both sides could be right. It doesn't mean that one side is wrong, because they both could be right. It's just different perspectives. So be open this week with different views of things that are coming up. So let me just do a channel here for this week ahead. This week ahead is going to be quite challenging, but at the same time quite positive and forceful. You'll be forced to look at things you didn't think that you'd have to look at for a long time. You'll be forced to reconcile with people you didn't think you would be reconciling with. For foes become enemies, and enemies become foes, and people that you thought you couldn't trust are going to become your friend. And things are going to be turned upside down for you this week. But there's a positive aspect to this week. For this week, you're celebrating yourself. You're celebrating where you've become and what you're going to be achieving and where you're going forward. You're also celebrating that your destiny is out there and you can see in clear picture where you're going. Things are going to start falling into place. You're going to start seeing people in a different way, in a different light. For good and evil will always fight and have a duel this week. And you'll see the light. You'll see the good side coming out more. And you'll have to see the light being more on the winning side of the story. It depends where you're all looking for, where you are seeing the world as you know it. We are all going to change, and you can see a glimpse of it's changing now. Do not be fooled by people's intentions where they say they are doing things for the right thing. Look behind them, see what they are hiding, see what their true intentions are, then decide, are they doing it for the right things? These are questions going to be coming up this week. These are the things you're all going to be looking at and be forced to look at. You will all have good within you. You all know where you're going, and then you're all forging through in the steps that are going to lead you to the end, where you'll be able to celebrate and get this all these years behind you of all these things. Okay, so now we'll do the 4-card spread. So let's see. So card number 1, which is this card here. So this card here, it is about unity. It is about sticking together. It's about being people that you know and love. There's also one person who's the leader of the tribe or leader of the pack. This person is going to be seen to make decisions for you, but you need to make your own decisions at the same time for this week. There is something that is blinding you, that you can't see properly, your situation, you're not seeing the full things of. There's also a little bit of manipulation at play here, frustration, but I just feel like there is an aspect of being family. It's going to be over Easter, spending time with people that you like, that you want to spend time with. I do get it's mostly a positive card, but it's also going to make you see things in a different light too. Card number 2, which is this card here. So this card here is like you need your rest, you need your sleep, you need to gather your thoughts. You've got this fire inside and there's a light burning around you. You are very much protected. You are someone who pay attention to your sleep. I feel like your dreams, your sleep is going to be very important this week. You're going to get messages in your sleep this week. There's definitely a new idea coming in, so you might be thinking of a new idea. It's going to be like a new business plan, but there's new things emerging, and you're coming up with new things and new plans this week with this card. But you're definitely protected by angels and your loved ones and your guides out there watching over you a lot this week. A lot of energy around you this week. So this is the card number 3. This card here. Well, you might be starting a new relationship this week. There could be love is in the air this week for you. You might be someone who will be wanting your relationship, but I do feel like there is love, there is good energy around you. There's a new beginning, fresh new start. Things are clearing up for you. It could be that you're blinded in love as well a little bit on the hype. I also feel like it's very important to be kind to others this week, but it's like you're being sort of taken off your feet, swept off your feet this week too, and where you're heading. And I do feel like you're very happy, very mesmerized by this person too, but it's always important to keep your wits about you as well. Card number 4, which is this card here. Again, it's about love, or you might be pining over someone that you there, because there's a bit of a gap here with this too, but there is things opening up for you. What was once not working, maybe working now for you, an idea or something that was in the pipeline, you might be coming back to this for this week. There could be just going and sitting and watching the water, like ocean, also is a good thing for you this week. I do feel like there's a lot of happiness around you. There was a lot of fun. There was a lot of social, going out, being social is very important for you this week. And it's like the sun is shining brightly, but it's like someone is there at the same time, but they might not be there too. So it could be like distance between you and someone else too. But I just feel like it is also a card about taking the time out and just watching the water if you can go near the water. And it's like there's a new beginning. The sun, to me, the sun's coming up in this picture. So there's something coming up. The clouds are clearing away. So there's a lot of positive energy in this card for you. I also feel like even with friendships too, are coming closer. There could be someone who's more academic, who may think that's smarter than you, but you might think that you're smarter than they're smarter than you, but you're actually smarter and wiser than them. But they could also be coming into your life as well. And there's not a card about retreating. It's also a card by facing things, but I feel like a lot of it's about sitting and contemplating about things too. Okay. I hope you have a fantastic, happy Easter. Enjoy the break if you do get a break off. As I said, I'm in here. Over here, we get 4 days off. I'm still working tomorrow, but so I get 3 days off, including today. But I hope you all have a really happy Easter, and yes. So my mind just went blank, and I hope that everything is a good week for you as well. I am thinking and starting to plan. I'm doing a paid platform, so I'm just bringing up a venue to get information to see how that would work and to see if I can do it. So I am looking at maybe in July doing a paid platform. I really want to start going in that direction of doing shows, because eventually I do just want to have my psychic work as a job that I do full time. So I am working towards that as well. So it's one of my goals. Okay, so thank you for your likes, shares, and your comments, and I will see you for my next video. So bye for now.